Okay, welcome back, and I'm back in the VAB, and this is the replacement for the V1. That's the IMV Interplanetary Mission Venus-1. So this is the Venus-1a, so it's V-1a. I haven't actually named it yet. But as you can see, I've some substantial changes. I've increased the size of this fuel tank substantially. I've now got 1,446 meters per second. I haven't changed the motor. For a simple reason, there's nothing else better than that when it comes to lifetime. Once you activate it, the clock starts to tick. I thought maybe turning it off might stop that timer from ticking away, but from what I can tell, it's Dangit. It's not test flight doing this. So, in fact, I don't think it's got. Yes, it has got test flight. So it could be a combination of both. I'm thinking it could be something to do with heating. So this flight, I'm gonna have to just check it. In fact, I can go over to the original probe, which is still actually out there in heliocentric orbit. It won't cross the orbit of Venus because that propulsion unit failed, obviously, as we know. There's nothing much I can do about that, except go and take a look at the previous probe and see if its thermal properties have increased, as in see if it's got any hotter. I don't think it's something to do with the fact that when the coolant line failed to this motor, which caused the motor to fail and overheat and fail. I don't know if that had something to do with thermal heating or radiative heating, because as the further you go away from the Earth, the hotter it actually gets. Whichever side of a spacecraft is facing the sun, it gets a lot hotter. The other side gets extremely cold. That's because there's no atmosphere to actually heat sink. So, which is why a spacecraft need radiators. But I didn't think this would be all that big. But then again, it could be these flat surfaces causing it to radiate. So causing it to absorb radiation a little bit too much, causing it to overheat. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So I've included the SRB down here. The Star 17. It gives us 598 meters per second when it ignites for 17.9 seconds, and it runs for. So it runs for 17.9 seconds, gives us almost 600 meters per second. I'm thinking that could, that will definitely help. And we have got the lift capacity for it, 1.05 combined at the pad. 1.2 on by the time the two boosters fail, and flame out when it'll fuel and decouple. So there's not much change there. I mean, this is a tiny little probe. I've also decreased the size of the avionics package because I'm using the booster setting, which I will quickly show you if it lets me. So you can see their booster. It's capable of 23.14 tons. But I've noticed it is 120 watts. 1.12 kilowatts, 120 watts, but it's actually much lighter, so it gives me an extra boost of delta V. You can see from the spacecraft itself I'm getting what that's on top of the SRB here. I have the hollow decoupler there, which will let it go. These little retros will get this clear, so it'll keep this clear. Oh, it's a line problem. There's the SRB firing in the stage. And that's the SRB firing on the decoupler on the shroud. And the motor goes live. So yeah, I found out it actually weighs a fair bit less. Probe, for some reason, the same capability is about 111 kilos. This is only 57. So that's actually inadvertently just by reducing the weight, it's just giving us quite a decent boost. Alright, so I'm going to have to take a look at the thermal properties to keep an eye on the thermals. I may need to fit radiators. Which point radiators? Where is it? Where's radiators? Oh, I don't know. Where radiators? Oh, here somewhere. Hold on a second. Ready I, ready A. There we go. So that's a radial field, that's not what I wanted. PATCS, which is a look. Oh, okay, it's huge. And that's the problem. That's why I didn't think it would have a problem. Retractable radiator. That's small. Small. And that's 1.1 tons. Panel long. We've got panel show. Yeah, I didn't think it would be a problem because the spectrum just isn't that big. It's just not that big. Can we tweak scale this? Don't think we will be able to, and if we do, let me click on it. No. So it's an active radiator. Yeah, like I said, I didn't think it would be a thermal sort of problem, but it still could be. The reverse of the solar panels, interesting enough, would actually act in the real life as a heatsink, but they're not a bad size. Not a bad size at all. Problem is, they'll catch the heat because that obviously this is you stick this on. So the opposite side is still towards the spacecraft, so it's not going to help in radiating heat away. So that's, yeah. So if it's a radiation problem, it's just some radiative heating problem. There's not really much you can do about it. So, let's rename this. If it is a radiative problem, causing us parts to heal, what am I talking about? These parts to fail, yeah, so much you can really do. I mean, active here, 64.72 hours MTBF. But according to Dangit, where is the according to Dangit, it's a lot less than that. It's only about 7 hours. But I think that's 7 hours run time. That's when you can leave it on for that amount of time. Let's test flight reliability. That's 1200 seconds, which obviously is 20 minutes. There we go. Flight time is 0.75 hours for reliability and for coolant line. MTBF is 6,570. Lifetime on the actual coolant line itself is 0.75. End of life is 7 hours. So that, we can expect it to start possibly having problems. That's if you leave it active though. If you turn it off, it should not carry on counting down. The engine is exactly the same. So that's, yeah, so that's Dangit. 0.75 or 7 hours. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much I can really do. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think that was just a chance fail. A bit too far back, wow. Everything else is done. It's not exactly the same launch I used before. Right. So I'm going to... It's already done, already clamped up. So pop the fairings on. Same amount of electric charge. Nothing's changed as far as that's concerned. There's no need to mess around with the electric charge because see, it wasn't the problem. The problem that I thought would be caused by the electric charge didn't actually materialise. We had a full battery, so it has got enough charge. I've also put some roll thrusters on, some quad thrusters, not only just in case the linear thrusters didn't fail, but we do need to point at the sun to get the full advantage of these solar panels. but I also put the quads on as a side sort of advantage. If this motor does fail, I've at least got some linear movement forwards and backwards. So that's like a added benefit of using quads. It won't be much fun sitting there for 4 hours with my finger pushed on the linear thrust button to make a manoeuvre. That's not really what but it's good for sort of small tuning. Whereas this thing is pretty powerful for the size. It's 0.41, which isn't bad. Alright, go ahead and save it. I'm going to take 1 day, 21 hours. I've got some part tests to roll out, but I will not be videoing those. I'll be recording those. Just some tests, some motors that I wanted to test. As I said during the firing test of the motors, I was going to do some tests for like some test firings outside of recording. The ID-108. I want to see how far I can push that. And that is for the core stage of the R7, which is these, the RD-108 series. That's the booster 107. Alright, so 108. I've got the LV-9 which is an orbital manoeuvring engine. Save it again. I'll go ahead and build it. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till those engines have been built. I'm going to have to do the launch pad and test those engines. But as far as the playthrough is concerned, we'll go straight to the launch pad once this is ready. So IMV-1a. Alright, so let's head back out. Okay, so as you saw from the map view, we won't quite intersect with Venus. That's because we're carrying 600 meters per second, as I said, in the VAB before I launched this. So that's added a little bit of weight. So we lost delta V on that final stage of the launcher itself. But we have to go slower. We have to be outside. Just like, I don't know, just like scale electric, I suppose. If you're on the outside of the corner, you have to travel further. So the inside corner, once you get overtaken on the inside, object goes faster. Let's take another quick look. So we've got about 3 days before we escape Earth anyway. And until you actually escape Earth, a lot of times the node information, the orange line there, can actually be wrong. Not by a great deal, but it can actually be wrong. You notice this one managed to get quite close. But this, believe it or not, will actually take longer because it's accelerating, becoming relative speed to Venus. Then it's going slower as it goes further out. We go about, what's the both those? Both our probes. 159.24. Don't quite know what this reaches. It's probably about the same, but here it overlaps. So we are higher. So 1A has a chance of slowing down much further once it leaves Earth system, obviously. Obviously, until it does actually do that, I can't tell exactly where I can actually burn. But, yeah. Alright, so that's it for this episode. It's still quite a few days, in fact it's still at least a week or two before I can actually launch the lunar missions. So, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next episode. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the size. I can't store liquid hydrogen yet. That's because I haven't got tech level 2 on cryogenics. You need tech level 2, so I believe unlocking the early Hydrox engines will actually unlock the ability to store hydrogen. But that's a good number of weeks away again. So I want to go for the 14-day endurance for Gemini. So I'm going to do Gemini. Gemini 9. I'm also going to do an ATV for that particular mission and dock with it and also perform the 14 days. But I want to just increase the size of the service module for the Gemini, just to let it go over that extra. It's only a few hours under an electric charge. Everything else is fine. It's just electric charge. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with the next episode. Will be Gemini 9, 14-day endurance, and also stocking with the ATV. Alright, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked, click like please. Very much appreciated. And subscribe for more. And share, obviously. Share. Very welcome to share videos with whoever you wish. Whoever you think maybe might be interested. Questions or comments, obviously, under the comment section under the video. And we have Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Very much appreciate if you've gone to those 3 websites. Click follow and like, respectively. You find the links on the banner on the front page of the channel. Okay, thank you for watching once again. Hope to see you next time for the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.